All right, welcome back to Two Americans Watching Footy. Today we will be watching Chelsea go to Bournemouth. Bournemouth hosting Chelsea today. We would have preferred to watch damn near any other game.
Basically any other game.
Yeah.
Chelsea-Southampton is definitely below all of these. But the other games going on at 3 o'clock are Liverpool hosting Leicester, and the other one is
Tottenham
hosting Watford.
Watford.
Which if they're going to replace the game with Liverpool, I understand. If they're going to go for Tottenham Watford, because they're both before the games yesterday, Tottenham and Watford were both top 7, and Tottenham, as with the slip up from Man City yesterday, is still in the race.
Yeah,
they can hope and pray for Liverpool to slip up here, and then if they get a win against Watford, which would be a really good quality win, to be honest.
Yeah, so we'll just add this real quick. We are, as always, because we're Americans, almost 8 minutes into Bournemouth Chelsea. Now, in fairness, I thought that was because Chelsea Bournemouth wasn't going to start till 3, but apparently it starts at 2:45.
Yeah, there's two.
A nice even round 2:45.
Yeah, nice number there.
Yeah. So, that said, like we said, we are obviously Liverpool fans, so we would obviously love to watch the Liverpool game. But if you're not going to show us the Liverpool game, I mean, we got Spurs Watford, dude.
Yeah.
3-7.
Yeah, and also on top of that, Spurs have had some injury issues. Heung-min Son just got back from Asia, so he's torched. And then they're not playing Harry Kane, and they don't have Dele Alli. Like, those are their main attacking presence, outside of maybe Eriksen, who hasn't been 100%.
Yeah, but
and
the
Watford
point is,
has a chance.
Yeah,
so make it more exciting.
Like we discussed the other day, Watford is right on the fringe of Europe.
Yeah, they are.
On the fringe of Europe.
They could absolutely do it.
And they have been, kings of upsets this year. They've beaten. Did they beat City?
They beat City.
They beat City.
They beat United.
They beat United. They drew to Chelsea, right?
I don't remember which down that one was.
And they beat Spurs in the first half. So, this is a team that has a real opportunity to beat Spurs and have that storied upset. Let's go to Liverpool. Liverpool is atop the league. Liverpool, one of the most storied franchises possibly ever, right? And by a decent amount, has the best opportunity they've had in a very long time to win the league for the first time. Mm-hmm. Great story. Great news, right?
And on top of that, Leicester is in that middle group there with Watford. Did they have a chance to play in Europe next year?
Yeah, they're on the outside. Are they on the outside looking in?
They're on the outside looking in.
But they're still on the fringe of Europe.
I think now they're 10th.
You've got two games where you could have a really great story come out of those games. 2 games where going into the game as a fan, I'm like, wow, I want to watch those games. Yeah. And you give us instead Chelsea, who's barely in the top 4 at this point, has no shot at winning the title. And Bournemouth, who is in who the fuck cares land.
Yeah. Yeah. No, seriously, they're in that they're below the Leicester Watford area.
Yeah, I mean they're like 5 or 6 teams out of Europe. And they're also like 5 or 6 teams out of relegation.
And they're not fighting they're not fighting for relegation. This isn't like Fulham, who can score like no other, but lets up like no other.
And on top of that, Bournemouth is not like the best scoring team in the league, and Chelsea loves to park bus. Like, I know Mourinho's not their head coach anymore.
Yeah, true.
They still pretty wildly love to park bus.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, granted, okay, Higuain's here, and that is a storyline in itself, plus the Morata leaving for Atletico. Hazard just got actually a pretty good shot off, and it was saved.
Yeah. It's been pretty back and forth in these first 11 minutes.
It's been leaning towards Chelsea, though. You missed another one where Hazard hit the crossbar.
So another thing that I should point out, too, this is the first game I've seen probably all season, and I do mean all season, where there were games going on, and on this channel, too, where they didn't have the out-of-town scores in the top right corner.
Yeah.
No out-of-town scores. So we have no way of knowing through NBC Sports Network.
Again, they're
any of the
crap-ass network.
Yeah.
Chelsea's got the ball in possession and kind of passing it around between the defenders right now. So nothing really going on. Going back and forth between Rudiger and Azpilicueta. Going back to Kepa. All right, now that they just started showing the out-of-town score. So they had still 0-0 at Southampton.
I get it.
They just started. As you stood up.
Because Chelsea started at 2:45 and the rest of the matches started basically at 3. Emergency alert.
Emergency alert for the snow warning and the ice that we're supposed to have later today.
Yeah, because get this, here in the United States, we have this wonderful, god-awful, horrible, miserable, goddamn thing called winter. And, I realize that it gets cold and miserable over in England, but, again, did you guys have to get up this morning and shovel snow? I did.
I didn't even shovel snow. I chipped ice.
Yeah.
There was no snow where I was. It was just ice.
And tonight's going to be a miserable mess. I can tell.
We're supposed to get 2 inches of snow, which isn't a big deal, but we're also supposed to get freezing rain after that, and it's supposed to drop to 12 degrees Fahrenheit, which is roughly -9.
Which is negative, croissant. Negative croissant. Whatever.
You saw that, didn't you?
Yeah. FC croissant.
All right, so the big Chelsea. There's actually been a bunch of big Chelsea news in this transfer market window. Alvaro Morata has gone to Atletico Madrid, where he says he's been a fan since he's a kid, and there is pictures of him being a kid there. So he might actually be able to score.
Ooh, nice.
Oh yeah, that was a nice save.
Nice save. Great cross, great header.
Because he has been, Morata has been not good this year, to say the least.
So they have some guys that are coming in though.
Yes. So they just signed Gonzalo Higuain for 45 million pounds, which is a pretty big number.
Was that the signing or was that the transfer?
That was a transfer.
The transfer fee of 45. Okay.
Yeah. They picked him up from AC Milan.
Did the Pulisic loan actually go through?
Well, the Pulisic's actually on a loan right now, but what happened is right now he's on loan from Chelsea to Dortmund, and Chelsea is signing him to play for them long term.
Yeah, I mean, that's big news for us because, we in the United States, we don't have a lot of – our American team sucks.
Yeah, they do.
Right,
and they're worse than they have been in a while.
If you were what would you say, 26 in the world right now?
If that.
And the best they ever
Their
really
peak
were
was 12th.
Yeah, I was gonna say the best they ever really was around 12. Maybe you'd win the first round. You'd probably win your first round match if you were in elimination right then and there.
Yeah, depending on your matchup.
Between World Cups. So when we get news that somebody is actually playing at one of these top European clubs, we follow that news. So for example, when Tim Howard played in Everton for God knows how many years, that was a big deal for us. When Clint Dempsey went to what was the German team he went to?
I don't remember.
Clint Dempsey played in Germany for a little while. When was it Gomez that played in Aston Villa, the backup keeper?
Yes.
Yeah. So we actually follow our American team players quite well. We don't follow them in an MLS because
MLS is a joke.
Yeah, it's not news. It's not news for you to make the MLS as a professional player.
Yeah, MLS is, you're an American or a Mexican, and you're not terrible, so you're playing in MLS.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's big news for us when we hear things we mentioned Pulisic and in terms of loans because he's an American player and we care about him. I don't know if the rest of the world has that experience where Brazil, for example, has, I don't know,
the entire team.
Basically. The entire team in top flight.
Somewhere.
And starting on some team.
Yeah, I mean, both of their goalkeepers are starting in top flight in major teams.
Yeah. So I don't know if they have some sort of strange allegiance to these American players. To their players like we would our American players.
Yeah, I mean, I'm disappointed that he's going to Chelsea.
Yeah.
I would have rather Dortmund say, "Hey, we like you. We're signing you for long term."
Yeah, and this is why we're going to spend 6 minutes on this episode talking about Christian Pulisic possibly getting transferred to Chelsea and
it's happening.
And probably never playing a minute of any meaningful football.
I don't know. They really do need somebody of his creativity to bring the ball up and actually have some attacking.
He's a central attacking midfielder, no?
Yes, and they don't really have a great central attacking midfielder.
Right.
They have one of the best central defending midfielders.
Now that Frank Lampard is retired.
Yeah, like they have one of the, if not the best central defensive midfielder in the world in N'Golo Kante. Jorginho's not too bad at a holding midfield presence, but who else do they have that's an actual attacking midfielder?
And that might be a holdover from the Mourinho system, where Mourinho loved to just say 11 guys in the box.
Yeah.
And or do the old Costa Rica system where 10 guys in the box and then whoever way up at the top.
Yeah, Olivier Giroud in the Chelsea case.
Well, that was Arsenal that he played for God knows how long.
Well, he played for Chelsea at the end of that stretch.
He still plays.
He still plays for Chelsea, yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming off the bench. But yeah, you want somebody who's like a Harry Kane or a Joe Campbell.
Ugh.
Yeah, right? And we hate that style where
Liverpool started.
Yeah, we hate that style where you're going to just put 10 guys in the box and one guy forward and then pray for a mistake in transition.
Yeah, we're Americans. We want to see goals. We want to see 7-6.
No.
Oh, wait, that's the wrong football.
And in that case, we don't want to see 7-6. We want to see 70 to 76.
Yeah, right?
Right? Like,
the only time I've ever seen 70 outside of basketball was college football.
Yeah, because college football doesn't play defense.
Well, some leagues don't. Some divisions don't. SEC does, and that's
And even at that, I mean, like how many times have you seen like Kentucky get like 70-0 by Bama?
Every year.
Like Vandy gets crushed every year.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but so another American player that we actually care about is DeAndre Yedlin.
Yes.
Who does he play for now?
He's playing for Newcastle. He's their starting right back. He plays more of a wing back.
Yeah. Now we liked the Newcastle defense before, he joined the team, and that's not to say that like that's changed is why we no longer like the Newcastle defense. Who, by the way, big news.
Yeah.
Upset over City 2-1. So Liverpool, you have some real opportunity to get some points today.
Yeah, and something else I found to be interesting was two of the managers who have beaten City this year are Roy Hodgson and Rafa Benitez. Yeah. Oh,
that's a foul.
Yeah.
So we have,
which is hilarious to me. Somebody said that they're trying to win Liverpool the title. I turned it off. I turned the fan off. Oh, I turned the fan off. I didn't turn the. Sorry.
Yeah. So the reason we bring up
Liverpool
already up 1-0. So the reason
not that we can say anything about it because we didn't see it. We have no way of watching the updates.
Yeah, we have no way of knowing that if it's going to get turned back
for halftime
for some last minute, offsides or something. Jesus,
that was
kicking
terrible.
Field goals. So yeah, we bring up DeAndre Yedlin because, and this is totally self-interested, but especially since we're watching Bournemouth Chelsea right now. Liverpool is back four today is the worst back four they've started under the Klopp
Jesus,
era.
I don't care about this emergency alert. You've alerted me 4 times already. Stop it.
Yeah, so we talked about what can actually be done because Lovren's healthy.
He's not playing.
But he's not playing. Milner's on a red.
Yep. So he should be back against
Gomez is just never coming back.
I don't know what's going on with him. He's been getting setbacks.
And Trent's best case scenario right now is like late February, early March.
Something like that.
Right.
And they got rid of Klein.
Which I thought was a horrible decision on their part. So we were talking about guys that you could actually get. Right? Like like I realized that a gettable guy that we would never want in that locker room is playing in Real right now, and we could get him if you were willing to back up the money truck. Real would unload him.
Yeah, and then you would lose the entire locker room, including the Egyptian pharaoh.
Yeah, yeah, they would bag for sure every game from then on until he was released.
I honestly think there would be a fight in the locker room.
Yeah, and
which is something that you would never even conceive of with this current roster.
Yeah,
they meld together.
That is a gettable defensive player that you would want on your team long term in terms of skill, who would be just, nuking the locker room, like dropping an A-bomb in the locker room and losing the entire rest of the team.
Yeah.
So that's obviously out the window. Now, a guy I would love to have is Thiago.
He's going to be too expensive.
Bayern, but I don't know if he's even gettable. And by gettable, I mean, like, is there any price Bayern would actually accept?
No, because Bayern doesn't usually
and the same
sell.
Thing, the same thing is,
Bayern buys.
Yeah, and the same thing is
Bayern buys.
Yeah, Jerome Boateng, right? Like, I would love to have him, but
they just sold him off to Barcelona.
You're not getting him. You're not getting Boateng.
Which I realized I just said that Bayern buys. It's like that's the only time they've sold anybody in the past 4 years.
Yeah.
So that's a fluke.
So who are guys you can actually get? Well, the answer is right this moment, there's not a whole lot you can do mid-season.
For a right back. You're not talking center back.
No. I mean, and I realize that if you were doing a center back versus a right back, as a defensive player, you have to be able to play both positions.
Right, like Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez can play both positions.
Yeah. So we said, well, what can you actually do then that you can actually get? And what we came up with was, well, if you can just limp through this season, take what you can get. DeAndre Liedlin is gettable. I think you can get him on loan, finish up the season, and then you're going to say to yourself, you got to fix the Lovren hole.
Yeah.
You've got to fix that hole.
Oh, that's a bad foul. That might be a yellow. Yeah, that should be a yellow. To me, that solution is Sol Bamba. He's been fantastic in a terrible defensive line, and he's one of
that's Cardiff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that defensive line is just
awful,
laughable. Outside
of him, they're just awful. They're like Southampton with Virgil.
Yeah, I mean, Newcastle's back line has been pretty impressive. So,
and they only allowed the one goal against
City. Yeah,
and
was that in the Etihad? I don't think that was. I'm pretty sure that was up in Newcastle.
Yeah, that was at Newcastle.
Yeah,
but
great
that goal that City scored was in the first minute. So that means that they went 90 plus, if you're including stoppage times, without allowing them to score.
Yeah. So, I mean...
And this is Man City. They have the most goals scored in the league.
Oh, they can score. They know how to score goals.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why they're so scary for a team like Liverpool who knows how to surrender goals. I mean, this year they've been very good at stopping goals, but...
Yeah, they had the best...
left
goals
side
conceded.
They have the best left side, I think, in the sport.
Debatable.
Great feed from Hazard.
Definitely.
Left foot. Ooh, that should
right
be a keeper.
At the keeper.
Right at the keeper. That should be in the net. Pedro. True to heart.
But see,
we got an Irish guy calling this game.
I love it.
But yeah, he had a lot of goal to work.
They have
right at the keeper.
Chelsea has a front line. They've got Pedro, they've got Hazard, they've got Higuain.
And Hazard, those guys, but Hazard isn't really a forward, dude. He's a midfielder. And he's a damn good midfielder.
He's a winger. He really is a winger. He needs to be attacking. He needs to cross.
Yeah,
he's your assist guy.
As pure setup guy, I think the only guy that's better is De Bruyne.
I mean, this year it's clearly Hazard because De Bruyne has been hurt. But overall, yeah, I would listen to that argument.
Yeah, I mean, I think with
you're splitting hairs to me.
Hazard's on 10 goals, 10 assists. No, pretty sure he's on 10 goals, 10 assists.
He's having a great year. The problem is, who else on Chelsea is having a even decent year
moving forward? Yeah, because they do have an okay midfield and a very strong defense.
Like they got Pedro and Willian, which is nice, but they're not really finishers. They're not really that great at putting the ball in the back of the net. And they've played Hazard at the false 9 position, which sets up Pedro and Willian. But it's just they feel like they're missing a finisher. They're missing somebody.
Well, I mean, the question then comes to, like, there are certain positions, and not to get back to the Liverpool, the game that's not at hand here, but there are certain positions that Liverpool, when everybody gets healthy, when and if everybody gets healthy, they're going to have an excess. And there's going to be a huge question to ask of, like, what do you do with Ox when he becomes healthy?
I mean, at that point, you've got so much attacking presence in the midfield. What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, I love the long-term solution of 4-2-3-1, and I'd love to work Ox into the team, but the 4-2-3-1 is going to be tough to give him a position without sacrificing someone else who's really strong.
Right. Right, and frankly, Keita hasn't been playing great this year. He hasn't. He hasn't melded with the system. He hasn't melded with the team. It's $50 million that it's just kind of.
I mean, we love the 4-2-3-1 because it works to Liverpool's strength, which is getting guys forward and having Fabinho and Henderson both set guys up and just get away from the offense and then play defense.
The issue is who else plays the two. I mean, obviously Milner can play anywhere. So you put in Milner.
In a dream world, in a dream scenario where everyone's healthy, you're back for, obviously Alisson. You're back for left to right are Robbo, Van Dijk, Gomez, and Trent, right?
Yes.
Okay, then the holding midfielders in the 2 spot, that'd be Hendo on the right, Fabinho on the left.
Okay.
And then left to right in that 3 spot, which would be kind of more of they'd be forwards. Right?
Yeah, really.
Forwards. They'd be really forwards, not attacking midfielders. Mane, Shaqiri, Firmino. With Shaqiri and Firmino,
I would put Firmino in the middle.
And then obviously Salah up top. The thing is, Milner's not going to work his way into that lineup as a starter. So what? He can play genuinely anywhere. You want him on the bench so that if you need to work him in, you can put him in literally anywhere.
Yeah,
literally anywhere.
Wijnaldum can play that defensive midfield position if one of those two gets hurt or one of them needs a rest.
Okay, so one of your substitutions every game is going to be James Milner.
Pretty much. Especially if you need a penalty.
Where does Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain come in?
I don't know, because you've got Keita, you've got...
Oh, I mean, I would prefer the Ox off the bench over Keita, but, he's such a valuable tool. How do you not put him in for 90 minutes?
I don't know.
Right? The other option you have is to go back to the 4-3-3 where he's in that middle 3. But then you're definitely sacrificing a defensive position in the midfield, right? You have to. There's no other way to line that up.
No,
right? Shaqiri, I love him on the field because he's so good moving forward, but he's a zero. He's 0 on defense. Yeah, he's a 0 on defense.
He's James Harden.
yeah. Who is Kobe of 2007?
Well, minus the defense, because Kobe could play defense.
Kobe could actually play defense, but there was a time in Kobe's life, I'd say probably honestly more like 2009, 2010, where it was chuck and duck, right?
Yeah.
Heave and pray.
And I think there was a statistic that was shown that James Harden has the most unassisted points in NBA history in a month.
It means he's taken a lot of bullshit foul shots. That's what that honestly means.
Not only that, but when they get the ball, it's an unassisted. So he takes the ball, he gets the ball off the rebound.
No creativity.
Brings it up, isolation.
Yeah, which is what the NBA is now, ISO ball.
Which is boring.
Boring. Also, everyone hates that should have been a goal. That should have been a shot off the bat.
That was offside anyway.
But yeah, everyone hates how Steph Curry has changed the game, right? The thing is that he's shooting 43.6% from 3 lifetime.
Who the hell does that?
I worked it out. If you multiply .436... Oh,
he was onside.
No, 7 was off.
He looked onside to me.
So if you multiply .436 by 3, right, and then figure out what you would have to get on a 2-pointer to create that equivalency...
It's a little over 60%.
It's 62.5%.
Yeah.
Who in the hell is ever shooting 62.5% from inside the arc?
There's a reason why he never shoots twos. First off, can he dunk?
Yeah, he can.
Can he dunk?
He's at least half black, and he's over 6 foot. Therefore, he can dunk. Token, we've been over this. You know how to play bass. Yeah. So Kerr's actually kind of a genius for telling him, if you get an open 3, just fucking take it. I don't care where you are on the field.
Court.
Court, yeah.
But they
40 feet away, fine. Shoot.
Yeah, because he'll make it.
Well, it's not that he'll make it. It's that he's a 43.6% chance of making it. It's worth 3 points.
Yeah, so every shot that he takes is worth
1.1 points. Yeah. 1.1 points.
Well, 43% times 3.
Yeah, okay, so 1.3 points.
Yeah.
Every time he takes it. And that's if you don't foul him.
Yeah, which is worth 3 points because he's a really good free throw shooter.
Yeah, he's going to make all of them. He's 3rd all time in free throw shooting.
Percentage-wise.
Yeah. Interestingly, James
Harden is first in attempts. Ever.
No,
no, it's not.
First in attempts ever, I think, is
Shaq?
Karl Malone. It's not Shaq. It's either Karl Malone, Kareem, or Wilt. Because before there was a Hack-a-Shaq.
It was Hack-a-Wilt.
It was Hack-a-Wilt.
Yeah.
And the way the rules were written way, way, way back was you would hack Wilt.
American football tackle.
No, you would hack Wilt. You'd wrap him up before the ball was even inbounded. Mm-hmm. And that was a foul. Nowadays, that's an intentional foul. So, yeah, he shoots the free throws, but he gets the ball back.
Right.
Back then, he didn't get the ball back.
Yeah, he's also the reason for the three-point line.
Him and Kareem, I guess.
And Bill.
Well, him and Kareem. Because I don't know if you remember Kareem in his first... When he was Lou Alcindor. By the way, like, one of the coolest names ever. All right?
Like, I understand the religion and stuff.
But, dude, Lou Alcindor is so cool.
And that also sounds like a Muslim name.
Because of the Al, you racist son of a bitch. Michael Al's Taylor.
Not the point.
Sir Al Bundy.
Anyway, changing the topic entirely, there is some somber news that has come out of the EPL recently, and I'm sure you've heard of this too. Emiliano Sala had gone missing. Straight up, his plane crashed after he got signed, and he was on his way to Cardiff. And they haven't found the plane. They haven't found him. They haven't found his pilot. And it's been like 4 days now, and it's just...
you think...
Holy shit.
Yeah, when a plane goes down and it's been that long, like, you can make an assumption. There's a certain assumption that you can make.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to make the assumption, but you can. And I feel so bad for his family, for his teammates, for everything that's happened, including the pilot and his family. It's just...
So I don't know if there's actually a term for this, but I'll just bring it up briefly. I just, like, off the top of my head came up with this philosophical term that's gotta be a goal!
Oh.
Bournemouth, you suck!
King had to have put that on...
They had like, free open headers from inside the 6.
3 of them.
There was 2 of them in a row. Ready? Here comes a free open header. That should be a goal. That should be a goal.
17 should have put it on target.
17 should have put it on target at all. And we're using numbers here because who the hell knows who these Bournemouth players are?
We're not that, like, okay, as we said before,
that second header
we don't
get
football 24/7.
Yeah. We get football.
We get American
football 24/7.
In fact, the
NFL
Network
channel.
The NFL Network has an entire channel devoted to specifically the Super Bowl. It's all week.
Yes,
all
coverage
week,
of the Super Bowl,
24/7.
24-hour coverage, not just coverage of the Super Bowl, 24-hour coverage of the Super Bowl started a week in advance of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, let us know, please, in the comment section. Let us know if the coverage of the Champions League final, the 24-hour coverage of the Champions League final starts a week in advance of the final.
Which, I'm sorry, that is a way bigger event than a Super Bowl.
True, but does it start a week in advance of the Super Bowl? Is there a channel? Is there a BBC 3.5?
Or Sky Sports or something?
Is there a BBC 3.5 that, a BBC Pie that does nothing but footy, and that a week in advance of the Champions League final does nothing but coverage of the Champions League final? Like, oh, well, the bellhop at this hotel outside Paris farted really loud.
Yeah.
And it stank up the place. And now we're going to spend an hour on how bad this bellhop's fart smells.
So, Sadio Mane in the 3rd minute, by the way. I wanted to look at the CLB scored.
Right, I mean, that's the kind of coverage we get for the Super Bowl. Like, yeah.
Well, like Tom Brady brushed his teeth. What kind of toothpaste did he use?
Is he a Crest man or?
Did he use avocado-flavored toothpaste?
Well, he's trying desperately to be a millennial. So, yes, he probably did use avocado toothpaste.
You know what his favorite flavor of ice cream is? And I know this because ESPN had an hour on it.
It would be either espresso...
Avocado.
Okay.
Because they had so much coverage of his favorite flavor of ice cream.
Yeah, and I'm sure his favorite drink is,
Semen.
espresso latte. Jesus Christ. In case you couldn't tell, my brother is a Tom Brady hater. There's no other way to describe it. I don't hate Tom Brady. I'm a Giants fan. He gave me 2 rings. Why should I hate him? Yes, that is deliberately rubbing salt in the wound of
why I don't like
Boston
him?
fans.
Because of his fans.
His fans?
His
oh my
fans
God.
jerk off to the sight of him.
Yes, of course they do. Like, have you ever met a Bostonian? Like if he was Bobby Orr, oh, Bobby Orr, right? Like,
this is, I mean,
right? Like Boston fans when Bobby Orr was a Bruin, when he was still playing, dude, like couldn't watch the game in the presence of their female significant others. Like, no, I don't want you to touch me. Don't touch me.
Oh,
I got Bobby Orr.
Bournemouth on the break here. They've got, what's that, 3-on-4?
3 on like 6. 17 jet.
Oh, that wasn't a bad
Good
shot that time.
Good shot, good stop.
Yeah. It has been, so far in this match, has been almost entirely Chelsea now.
Yeah, but so just so you know.
75% possession.
In the movie Ted and the movie Ted 2, Mocky Mock's obsession with Tom Brady.
Which is funny, by the way, because they're friends in real life.
They are friends in real life. They hugged on the field after a Super Bowl victory at one point.
Yeah.
That's real. That's like, and it's meant to be hyperbole, but there's no way to hyperbolize Bostonian fans.
Oh, what a save. That was crazy. Azpilicueta had a great outside in bend towards the far post, and that keeper got there in perfect time.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's no way to hyperbolize the homosexual relationship, and there's no other way to describe it, between Boston fans of Boston sports and their obsession with Tom Brady. Like, they would genuinely go through. I would, like, this is how far they had to go to actually make it satire and not the real thing. You know, in Ted 2, they went to his house. They broke into his house to jerk off jizz out of Tom Brady to inseminate
Ted's wife.
So
they could have a kid.
So they could have Tom Brady.
And on top of that, the police had a code specifically for that, because it happens so often that the police have a code.
Yeah, but that's how far they had to go in Ted 2 to hyperbolize the Bostonian obsession with Tom Brady. Because in Ted, they did not. Yeah. We live in Connecticut. We're 2.5 hours from Boston. Boston. In England terms, that means, the distance between, White Hart Lane and
Stamford Bridge.
Yeah. 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 2.5 hours from one end of London to the other. But yeah, so we're in Connecticut. We get that. Like, we are surrounded by Tom Brady dick suckers.
Which makes it so much more annoying.
I don't find it annoying. I find it hilarious because it is its own satire. They are a caricature of themselves. Hazard.
Straight at the keeper.
Keeper. Tough angle.
Chelsea's had, that was a tough angle. Chelsea's had a bunch of shots and a bunch of shots on goal. There just hasn't been, outside of that Azpilicueta shot, a really good one. Most of them have been at the keeper. But the point is, if you get 20 shots on goal, you're gonna score.
Go in, yeah.
You're gonna score, unless you're playing Tom Heaton or Tim Howard.
Easily the best American soccer player ever.
We say American soccer because that's what they call it.
Well, a soccer player is modifying American.
Yeah, true.
Whereas if we were to say football, American would be modifying football.
Yeah.
But yeah, so actually I wanted to bring up just a philosophical thing real quick with plane crashes. I call it the plane crash effect. I don't know if there's actually a name for this, but per passenger mile, what's the safest way to travel?
It is. Absolutely.
It's the safest way to travel. And and that's including single engine Cessnas and chartered flights. Okay, now just isolate commercial flights. Okay, now it's way by far the safest way to travel.
Which is why when Malaysia Air happened, that was a big freaking deal. And it was world news for a month. So
people say oh, well, you hear about plane crashes all the time. Yes, you do. But you hear about every single plane crash.
Yes.
Do you hear about every single car crash? Absolutely not.
I think it's something like 600,000 people a year in the United States die because of car accidents or car crashes.
And that might be the total number of people that have ever died of plane crashes.
Yeah, including like the 30s and 20s when it really wasn't a proven science.
Yeah, when it was not safe at all. I mean, obviously outside of military engagements.
Yeah.
Because you're not traveling, you're going to war.
Right, and war is an asterisk for anything.
Yeah. Like when they talk about the world's deadliest jobs, they don't include Marine. You know?
Yeah, because your
your
job is to kill.
I don't know what they call the Marine branch in England. It's probably like Luftwaffe.
Ooh, that was a beautiful
Bagger
feed.
schmucks.
And then, let's see. Are they going to get a shot off here? It doesn't look like it.
Wait, Klein?
Yes, Nathaniel Klein. The guy that we miss.
Son of a bitch. Nathaniel Klein.
Put up a beautiful cross. It's just too close to the keeper.
Yeah, too close to the keeper. Didn't quite get to Adam Lallana. His name was numbered. His number was 20, so. I don't know if
the only dude I can look at on the Bournemouth side here and know who he is Nathan Ake because of his hair.
Aiden Hazard, dude.
On Bournemouth.
Oh. My mistake. Well, I guess the answer to that though would be like Willian. Like Willian's about
N'Golo Kante.
Yeah? Because I would say Willian's about as recognizable as... Who's the Belgian player we really hate from United?
Oh, I don't hate him. He's hilarious.
See, that's how I feel about Tom Brady, man. Like you call him Fellaini for good reason because he
fouls all the time.
He comes in for 30 minutes, gets like seven fouls and a yellow.
This is a really good break here for Bournemouth.
This is a really good break.
Oh man, what a shot.
What a rip.
And that was a great save by Kepa.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty much right at him, but it was also a billion miles an hour.
And and it was a little bit off to the side. He got his hand up in time. That was a really good save.
Yeah, certainly that ball was fast enough to bend time.
Yeah.
But speaking of bending time, dude, I think I might have to straight up buy a PlayStation so I can get Fractured Butthole. Because the notion of a fart being so devastating that it bends time
is hilarious.
Now,
if you get an Xbox, I can give you my copy.
All right. I might get an Xbox. I like the UI better on the Xbox.
I actually like the PlayStation better because
the controller feels more comfortable.
The controller feels more comfortable for the PlayStation.
Really? Because I've liked Xbox controllers better.
The PS4.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the other ones, although I do like the Xbox One controller.
I mean, my all-time favorite controller is the PS2.
Great. Yeah.
It was also built like a freaking tank.
Yeah, like the Xbox controller, the original one, which was built like a tank brick, but also felt like a brick.
Yeah, I mean it was built to handle the beating of an NES beating. Right? Like how many times did an NES controller shit the bed? Never.
All the time.
No, never.
All the time, Mike.
Never, dude.
NES, yes, all the time. SNES?
No, absolutely opposite. SNES buttons got beat up all the time.
I thought you were talking about
I mean, the worst controllers.
Rage quit throwing them.
The worst. That's only because you used to fucking hurl it at the brick hearth. Of course, it's going to explode into a million pieces if you're throwing it at a brick hearth from that far away.
You're also not including the gun, which, by the way, would break in 5 minutes.
Which gun? The NES gun?
The NES gun.
No, it didn't.
Find me an NES gun that works.
Well, they don't work now because they don't ever get used, so they get shit all over that sensor in the front. Right? And I mean, to be honest, they didn't really work that well because the only way that you and I could ever get them to work was to put the gun right up against the fucking TV screen.
Which was cheating.
Which was
and
then we
still screwed up against Duck Hunt.
Yeah, and Duck Hunt still kicked our ass once we got to about level 20.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the worst controller ever was, and I hate saying it because it was one of the best consoles ever in terms of games and innovation, was the N64. That stick was awful. Yeah, I mean, the only thing that would top it would be the Dreamcast. Or arguably in context, what was the Sega Saturn? In context, the Sega Saturn, because it was, of that generation, the only one that didn't feature a joystick. It was still stuck on the A and B button thing in the D-pad. But, Dreamcast was the worst. But you're right. I mean, the minute you took your N64 and put Mario Party into the
God, Mario Party was controller.
The controller was ruined. You could throw out the controller. Our cousins when Mario Party 2 came out actually like took like those labeling gun things and labeled 2 of their controllers for Mario Party because they were like, these controllers are ruined. Just leave them for Mario Party, and if you know.
Yeah, if anyone actually plays knows what we're doing with this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not with a thumb. You take the palm of your hand and jam it into the control stick. And,
and I don't know about you, but you can see a little bit of a callus right here.
Oh, for God's sakes! What's that from?
From joysticks on the on various controllers.
Oh, okay. So just in general, because you just got a PS4.
Yes, I did, and I actually just ordered Kingdom Hearts.
Halftime, Chelsea, Bournemouth,
0-0.
Still drawn. You got Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, I'm ordering Kingdom Hearts, and I ordered the Spyro Crash Bandicoot combination. Those should be in over this weekend, so you won't be hearing from me. Kingdom
Hearts, is that going to be a new Kingdom Hearts story completely?
It's going along the same storyline. I only played 2, and I loved it. The gameplay was fantastic because I never had a PlayStation before this one, and I played on my roommate's PS2.
You've had the Microsoft line, which is Xbox. You've had, obviously, all the Nintendos.
I've had every single Nintendo ever except for the Switch. I refuse to get a Switch.
Hey! Oh, my God. Do they have snow in Liverpool?
Yeah.
All right. I guess we can relate to that mess. That ugly mess.
So we're going to sit around and wait for the halftime highlights here because that's the only way that we're going to see any kind of highlights.
Yeah. And we'll have to actually just describe them to you. And even then, who knows if we'll be in violation of some stupid copyright law.
Right, like, if they are, YouTube knows how to remove the video.
Yeah, which is fucking insane. Because they won't just, like, bleep out the video.
They just remove it.
The whole thing is gone.
So, yeah, we don't have any rights to any of the stuff that we're seeing, which is why we're showing us and not the screen.
Yeah, I would love to have us
doing a
be
live
like
commentary.
Like
no,
just a quarter of the screen and have the actual game, be the chunk of the screen. Like a Twitch stream. I don't know if you've watched any Twitch streams. I'd love to have the setup of a Twitch stream, but unfortunately we can't do that. We can't even do it with the game as the little box.
Even on silent.
No, and obviously we can't do it live, but we can't even do it after the fact. And by the way, EPL, like I think we've said this before, but for God's sakes, give us some video highlights. Like whenever we go into Liverpool's Facebook page, or if you go into even the Premiership's Facebook page,
it's just a picture of some guy.
It's just a picture.
It's not even a picture of the goal or the celebration.
At best, you hear the radio call. It's like, show me the goal.
We don't want to hear the radio call.
Like we give MLS a lot of shit, but for God's sakes, they show the goals, right? Like they give us the highlights if somebody gets injured. Like you want to see what is involved with this injury. If there was a controversial red card, can we see the controversial red card?
If Saquon Barkley busts out for a 56-yard screen pass, you're going to see it within 30 seconds of it happening.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley is a running back for the New
York Giants. And I say that because
the sport he plays is
American football.
Black.
So there was a highlight. I remember watching this because I wasn't home to watch the game. I forget what I was doing. But I saw it on my phone and was like, holy shit, a big run. Oh my God, that's fantastic. And it was like within minutes of that happening.
I mean, here's a strange thing. Like, if I miss an NBA game, because there's an obviously racist comment I could make, but there's a reason that I don't watch those games. And it has something to do with the fact that they don't start any of those games until like 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, the Nets games start at 7:30 every day.
Oh, man, that means I had to get out of bed at 3 in the afternoon. Yeah. So.
No, I usually watch the Nets games
because you're an idiot.
Because I'm a Nets fan. I'm
the
sole one in the entire world. I love looking at their Facebook because they'll have like 4 comments on a picture.
Yeah, because
like
there are no Nets fans. You are Miami Marlins fans. Except the team is like the Buffalo freaking Bills. They build you up just to let you down so hard.
And they
every year. Every year.
Do you remember why I started watching them? Why I started liking them?
Because of Jason Kidd and nothing else.
Yes, and because I couldn't stand Patrick Ewing because of his time at Georgetown, and we were UConn fans.
Yeah.
And he was a Knick. So I'm like, all right, whatever. And I didn't want to be a Celtics fan because that's Boston and screw Boston. And then who else is left? The Nets, and they were terrible. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna not watch it for the '90s. And when we did, we kind of followed Jordan because that was on the national television.
Well, we loved Jordan because it was a freak show.
Yeah,
like he was so good and so head and shoulders above everyone else, even in that amazing era of the '90s.
Mm-hmm.
Which wasn't even the peak of his career. His career peaked in like '88. Have you seen the '88 season, Jordan?
No, I didn't.
I was born in '88. That's freak show.
Mike, I was born in '88.
Yeah, but I've watched enough highlights to say that he was freak show in '88. He was Wilt Chamberlain of 61, 62 in '88.
Okay.
Like from the perspective of how much of a freak show he was.
Okay. Yeah, like I would relate him more to Giannis. Dude, have you watched Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Yeah, but this is what I mean.
The dude is a freak.
Jordan was 6'6", and scored almost 40 points a game for an entire season.
True.
And was dunking over everyone.
I mean,
do you remember the play where he jukes like 4 New York Knicks players back when they had like the best defensive lineup they ever had? Well, not the best, because the best one was in the middle '90s.
Hold up, because they're just showing the other. They just showed the other two.
Here we go. Highlights from Liverpool City, Leicester. We'll come back to Jordan in just a minute.
Is that hail?
Is that hail? Wow, that is hail.
I would
coming
love
down
to have
and
talked
blinding.
about this.
Yeah. Wow, that ball.
Did you see that skid?
Yeah. Watch how slowly this ball comes in, because it hits the ground and hits that ice and just dies.
Yeah.
Wow, I would never want to play in this mess.
No, me neither.
I mean, this ball is not moving. Salah, good cross to Firmino. Firmino gets it to his feet. It can't get anything on it.
Yeah, Schmeichel had a great
Kasper
save.
Schmeichel's also a really good keeper. Spurs Watford. Here we go. Okay, Son is back then. Okay.
Yeah, he's playing.
Son is in the lineup.
Oh,
just misses wide left. 8 minutes and the 9th minute.
Was that Sissoko there? To Eriksson.
Eriksson goes left. It gets bounced.
Oh,
bounced up.
got it. They got a nice deflection there to slow that down. Was that Fabianski?
Yeah.
Oh!
Hey, it's a goal for Watford in the 38th minute.
I didn't even see that goal. Which, again, that's why you would want to show Watford versus Tottenham. Because
Watford has a really good chance of upsetting them. Bournemouth, I mean, it's drawn now, but, like, come on. Come on, this has been honestly a fairly one-sided game. So back to Jordan, because we said we'd come back to Jordan. Like, as much as Giannis is... Fine, Giannis, because he's Greek. Is a freak. It is a freak show. Like, what I mean, though, is if he were to just dominate every game, just take over every game, give him... if the other team scores, you're inbounding the ball to him, and he is just going to, like, freak show his way to the hoop. Right, and dunk from the foul line over Patrick Ewing.
Which he did do, by the way.
Well, not from the foul line, but what I was talking about is that play where he jukes like 3 or 4 great defensive Knicks on the end line. On the end line. And then straight over Ewing. 7'3", straight over Patrick Ewing and dunk face and posterizes him. Not just dunk faces, posterizes him. Like, Jordan in the late 80s was akin, I don't want to say like, but akin in his
Gretzky?
level of dominance. No, because Gretzky was different. Gretzky was an entire level above even that. Like, of Wilt. Like, when people forget about the season where Wilt scored 50 points a game, and by the way, Wilt scored 50 points a game.
First off, he had 40 points a game for 116 straight games.
Yeah. Well, he averaged 44 points a game the next season, and he averaged 35 points a game the season before that.
He also averaged 49 minutes per game one season.
48 and a half.
48 and a half.
Yes, there are 48 minutes in an NBA game. Wilt Chamberlain missed 40. Missed 8 minutes.
8 minutes?
8 minutes because he got an ejection. It wasn't even if he didn't even foul out. It was just a straight ejection. Which is interesting, too. As good as Wilt was, and considering where he played, Wilt never fouled out. That's an unbelievable statistic. That's an unbelievable statistic.
No, but I mean, one of my funniest foul outs I ever saw, it wasn't even on a 6-foul out. It was on a double technical. You know which one I'm talking about.
Rasheed Wallace.
Yes.
When he flapped his yab. And then 3 seconds later flapped his yab and got ejected.
Yeah. When he's flapping his yap against a call that he didn't like, got a technical at the free throw line. It was silent, and I do mean silent in the crowd.
Dude misses the free throw, and the minute he
just
pangs
yells,
out, "Ball don't lie!"
which you can clearly hear on the broadcast.
On the broadcast, you can hear it clear as day, and then the whistle blows, and immediately technical.
And immediately ejected. It's almost. I think that's actually funnier.
Yeah.
Do you think it's funnier than Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Because he said "ball don't lie," and got ejected for that.
Even though Cristiano Ronaldo got ejected for a dive, and then complaining about the call for the dive.
Yeah, no, because that was more Schadenfreude than you and my part.
Oh, okay.
Than actual enjoyment of the technical, right? But so what people forget though about that Will Chamberlain 50-point season is he averaged 30 rebounds a game.
Yeah,
30.
Yeah, and they didn't even record blocks back then.
Right. So it's entirely plausible, not just possible, plausible that he had a triple double.
He could have had 20 blocks a game.
Honestly, it could have been. I would argue that between Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem, one of the two of them, if they had blocks counted back then, would be the all-time leader in blocks. Right now, it's Hakeem.
Yeah.
Which doesn't surprise me, considering when they started recording blocks.
Exactly.
Because he was arguably the best defensive player in that era.
Talking about blocks, I got to promote my own team here, because young player Jarrett Allen has blocked, on a dunk attempt, has blocked this season LeBron, Giannis, Blake Griffin, and
Durant.
No,
that would be impressive.
He didn't play Durant.
Durant was listed at 6'9", and that is an utter lie.
That is an utter lie.
Utter lie.
And who else did he block? There was another one. Oh, Blake blocked Blake Griffin on a dunk attempt twice.
Because here's why it's an obvious utter lie. LeBron is 6'9". He's listed as 6'9". Everyone knows he's 6'9". You can stack him up to the wall and say he's 6'9". Kevin Durant towers over him. He's not 6'9". That is a lie.
He's like 6'11".
I'd say he's probably 7 even. I'd say he's probably 7 even.
I don't know. I just feel like this whole LeBron stuff needs to end. And I like how he plays. I like what he does off the court. He's not a bad person. He's kind of whiny. It's just
he's a giant millennial, Chris, and that's a huge part of why I can't stand him. Even though you and I are also
the media is in love with him.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Here's why I hate LeBron. The media treats LeBron like Brady fans treat Brady.
True.
And that's I think at the heart why you hate him too. Because the truth is that we don't honestly hate him.
No.
He's a fucking millennial.
We're annoyed by him.
He's a fucking millennial, and the media treats him like Tom Brady fans treat Tom Brady. Though caveat, the best radio broadcast in sports is the Boston radio broadcast for Patriots games.
Oh, they're salty.
They're such homers. They're such homers. I don't know what the word for that would be in British, if there is like a difference, but like a homer is like somebody who
works for the home team so hard like that they don't
to a hyperbolic extreme. Like to a cartoonish extreme. Right? Like I don't know if there is such a thing as a radio broadcast in England of these games, but
I'm sure there is.
I would imagine the Liverpool radio broadcast.
Oh my God,
has got to be such a bunch of homers.
I would bet the same for United. Definitely more Liverpool.
United's a more worldwide fan base because they get crammed down everybody's throats.
Because they came here first. I don't know about other continents.
Yeah. I mean, I have to imagine that. If they did that here, why wouldn't they do that everywhere else?
Although, when I went to Peru, I saw a bunch. First off, I saw a bunch of Peru jerseys because they were playing New Zealand in the qualifying for World Cup when they had won. The day that we had left.
Was that the CONMEBOL Oceania qualifier?
Yeah. That
right, because the last asterisk qualifier in CONMEBOL every other year has to play. They were the
actual last qualifier for the World Cup.
Peru?
Yeah.
Because they beat New Zealand.
Yes.
And therefore Oceania gets no qualifiers.
I don't think so.
I think that's how it works. The winner of Oceania. I'm pretty sure the way it works is the winner of Oceania plays either the fourth place.
But either way, I saw a bunch of Peru, which makes a lot of sense, and I'm fine with that.
Because you're in Peru.
You know what number 2 was? Barcelona. I saw Barcelona jerseys everywhere.
Well, Chris, they're the most popular. They have the widest fan base in the world.
And I watched a bunch of the Brasileirão because it just happened to be on when I was taking a rest from sightseeing. And first, those fans are intense.
Yeah. And by taking a rest from sightseeing, you mean you went outside and your fat ass couldn't handle the elevation, so it was time to take a nap.
Sure.
Time to take a nap. I wonder how Ron White would handle a trip like that.
He wouldn't. But you can ask my father. I was in decent shape at that time.
I do wonder was that after the was that in the midst? It was in the midst of the cemetery diet.
It was. So I was in decent shape. I could carry my own. It's just when you're, as they said, 3,500 meters off sea level.
Whatever 3,500 meters is. It's like 11,000 feet.
Yes. 2 miles.
A real measurement, like 11,000 feet.
Yeah.
Not this gobbledygook mumbo jumbo meters.
Yeah, because that makes sense. Oh wait, it does. It does come from something.
I don't care.
And the entire metric system has reason for it. Meanwhile, 5,280 feet to a mile because fuck you.
Yeah, and 12 inches to a foot because...
That makes sense.
Yeah, because this one goes to 11.
Hey!
Oh! Perfect goal! All right!
From Josh King, nice.
Yeah!
I only know that because the announcer said it.
Yeah. Well, Chelsea can go fuck themselves. Just don't let it get to your head, Bournemouth. And Ryan Gosling.
That's not Ryan Gosling, right?
It says Gosling on the back. He's white. Ryan Gosling. We're in America, man. Everything is Ryan Gosling.
That was a really nice cross.
That was a really great setup right there.
Yeah,
dig in. And then just goes behind the keeper. And then just see the keeper is moving to his left, so it gets behind the keeper. Done.
Mm-hmm.
Bournemouth ahead, 1-0.
Hell yeah. And see, they're not even showing the out-of-town scoreboard in the upper right now.
No. Well, here's the thing, Chris. This game is going to, in all probability, be over with before the other matches.
Oh, we might have some extra feed.
Might have a live looking.
Tottenham Watford.
Or what's the throwaway game today? Is it Palace Southampton?
Yeah, but that started at 2:45.
Yeah, well.
That'll be over when this is over.
Here's my prediction. 13 minutes of injury time. Therefore, live look-in on that and no other matches.
13 minutes?
Yeah, Pickers does them.
What is this, heart attacks? Did you have too many Polish sausages?
See, what happened was there was an own goal. There was an own goal that was probably going to decide the game. So the fans rioted.
And stormed the field?
Stormed the field and assassinated the poor player. Therefore, at least 13 minutes of injury time.
This isn't India, you know that, right?
By the way, this is how we as Americans perceive you as fans of this sport. across the pond.
That your fandom is so bad and so diehard that you will storm the field and
that you will start a
somebody.
war over a soccer game. An international war over footy.
Well, do you remember England, Italy?
Oh yeah, where there was a World Cup game. It was a qualifying match where England played Italy. This is back in the 90s when they really hated each other's guts.
I mean, there's still
the
hate,
game.
but it's
The
not
game.
nearly
It was
as bad
supposed
as
to
it
be
used
a home and away, right? So the first game was in Milan, and they burned the city to the ground, right, with the riots. It was like it was like what Boston fans do to their own city when they win a game, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So because of the unbelievable destruction from that first match, the home match wasn't held at home in England. They moved it to Paris, which is roughly halfway between, and then they sold tickets so that if you were on Liverpool, look at me, England, you're on one half. If you're on Italy, you're on the other half.
And you've got military between the middle.
A line of military in between. And
Not
it's
even
actually
police.
No, it's police. Except their police in France have fucking AKs.
Well, they have a better version of it, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the French AKs. The encore.
I know this because I went to Paris last year.
Yeah.
And we saw them, and they look like military, the police there.
Yeah.
Like at the Louvre, you went there.
Oh yeah. They had they have those the vans from the movies.
Yeah.
Where they're like
yeah.
they're like they've got a stakeout, and there's like that van full of SWAT team guys. That's their regular police. And the van has like missile launchers and bazookas and ICBMs built into the van.
Granted, what other city has the same riots as Paris?
Oh, I mean, outside of the Middle East, none.
So
and plausibly North Korea, except we wouldn't ever know because either they would suppress them with bullets,
suppress them with bullets,
or B, they would cover it up.
Or
they have
C,
no
they
media.
would blow it up.
Because they have no media, right? Because the only place that has any regular electricity is the palace.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm sorry. It's totally okay to be
Anti-North
wholly
Korea.
insensitive to that country.
Screw North Korea.
Like, I'm sorry. They are
not the Koreans. I have no problem with the people.
Yeah, but North Korea as a government,
as a country,
is
and
an
a
absolute
government.
dictatorship.
Yeah, and screw them.
Of the most evil kind.
Yeah.
Right. Like they put out propaganda that isn't like the propaganda we get here that is trying to persuade you towards an idea. No, their propaganda machine is a cover-up machine for murder.
Yeah, legit.
And when they cover up for murder with their propaganda, they also have the other end of the propaganda, which is encouraging murder. City just scored against Liverpool. Scores 1-1.
Halftime. Basically, yeah, it's at halftime.
At half?
Yeah, halftime.
Oh, I can't read it.
Harry Maguire got a goal in stoppage time,
All
which
right.
means that it was most definitely a set piece.
I mean, you predicted a 3-3 draw.
3-3 draw, and you predicted
I predicted a
2-1 win.
2-1 loss. Well, a 2-1 win for Leicester.
Yeah.
And I say that because Liverpool's back four is the worst back four they've had under the Klopp era, period.
No.
Yes.
No.
I mean,
When Klopp came in...
No. I mean, excluding, of course, those matches that he was throwing. Like, the I don't give a fuck cups.
Yeah.
Yes, those back fours were worse. But that was because he was throwing the match.
Any back four with Alberto Moreno in it is worse.
Okay.
He needs to go.
Moreno?
Yes.
I don't know what you would do with him. I think you would just cut him.
Yeah.
Just release him.
I don't care.
No
rid of him.
one's buying him. No one's buying him. He might have a home in the U.S.
Yeah, I was about
or
to
Mexico.
Say, or China.
We don't like him. We don't dislike him that much.
I do.
You want him to go to China?
I
You
don't
want
care
him to
where
get
he
murdered
goes.
by the government?
I don't care where he goes, as long as he's not a Liverpool player by the end of the year.
I don't know, man. I would wish a Chinese. I would wish that to Sergio Injuriamos.
Sergio red card Ramos.
Yeah. Sergio, asshole, butt face, fart head.
Deserved to be ejected in the Champions League final.
Yeah. Knew what he was doing, Sergio Ramos. Man, Bournemouth has really turned this pace around.
Yeah. They're looking pretty good here.
They've got some really good movement at the edge of this box here.
Oh, that was off.
Offsides. He was.
I couldn't tell.
He was.
And as I said before, if it's close enough where I can't...
He's off. Oh,
Yeah,
God, that's not
off.
close. He's way off.
If it's close enough that I can't tell from an immediate look, I just give it to the ref.
No, I mean, in general, I concede the call to the ref, period. Show me evidence that he's wrong, you know? Like...
Right, like the rule in baseball or NFL, which doesn't get used ever, is clear and obvious.
Yeah.
If it's a clear and obvious mistake, then yes, I will complain about it. But otherwise,
he's getting an advantage. Okay.
But otherwise, it's the ref. It's not clear and obvious. Then whatever. We're not on the field. We're watching it through a feed. We're watching it through a medium.
Yeah. We only get one camera angle, and it only shows what it can show. Right? It's not like the human eye, which has like peripheral vision, which is what really helpful on the beach, as a dude.
Yeah. Right.
We don't have that, so you get what you see, and that's it. Also, he's closer to the pitch than this camera is even angled towards.
Because he's on the pitch.
Yeah. His cleats are touching the ground.
Yeah.
As odd.
Even though I will say at this stadium, it's a Vitality Stadium, I think it is, for Bournemouth, this camera angle is pretty low, and I kind of like it.
Yeah, I do too. I kind of like the... It's not so low that you have no vertical element.
Yeah, but it's not so high that when a ball goes in the air, you can't tell where it is.
Yeah. Is it King Power the one that we really don't like? Where does Palace play? They have a really bad angle.
I don't remember the name of their stadium.
Yeah, Palace's camera angle sucks.
I mean, there's just nothing good about Palace.
And dude, you are such a Palace hater. I don't get it.
As long as they have Benteke on their roster, I will not like them.
All right, fair enough. Like, I am a huge United hater, but
well, I mean,
there's a reason.
Anything from Manchester can suck it.
Yeah, right? Until we found out our relatives actually originated from there.
Yeah, right.
They moved to Liverpool from Manchester. Nah, that never happens.
Nah.
That never happens. Fuck Manchester.
Well, there's a point where we don't have records anymore.
Oh, it was a joke, Christopher, about how transfers never happen from Manchester to Liverpool.
Directly.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to go through London. If you want to get to Liverpool, there's no train from Manchester to Liverpool. You have to go to London.
Which is across the river from each other, basically.
No, they're not. I mean, they're like the difference between like Springfield and Stamford. Which, wow, put that into context for the rest of the world. I just mentioned two incredibly obscure cities, even for the United States.
Wait, Springfield, Mass, and Stamford, Connecticut.
Yes.
You could have gone with like
I could have gone with like Philadelphia and New York, or like Baltimore and DC. That's got to be a goal. Wow.
He didn't get it under. He got on top of the ball.
N'Golo Kante.
And couldn't get control of the ball.
I see what you mean about N'Golo Kante being identifiable though.
He's tiny and super dark.
Yeah. Yeah, we have in the United States we have like shades of dark. You guys have just like Suleiman Wan and nothing else. It's just straight to Suleiman Wan.
Which is another obscure reference there, Mike. Who the hell knows who Suleiman Wan is outside of UConn fans?
Fine. You guys go
Demolition Man.
You guys go straight from Kevin De Bruyne to Sadio Mane. There's no, there's no Lawrence Taylor. Which, again, God damn it.
There's no Steph Curry.
Well, there's definitely no Steph Curry. Yeah. Yeah, it's straight to Dikembe.
Which I'm sorry, if you're a sports fan, you
know who Dikembe Mutombo is.
You should know who Dikembe Mutombo is.
Yeah. That was another one of my favorite technicals. when Shaq got teed up, forgive me.
Oh, that was great.
Oh man, you gotta love Shaq. I hated him when he was playing, but for some reason now in hindsight, I love him.
I didn't like him when he was with Kobe.
I didn't like him when he was with the Magic. I mean, that was when he was at his best.
Yeah, it was. I didn't really watch basketball back then, but I didn't really like him when he was with Kobe because he kept beating up on my Nets. And sweeping them in the finals.
Yeah, he kept scoring 40 on them in the finals.
Yeah, pretty much. But when he went to the Heat, I started to like him. Yeah. Because you can see he's just a goofy dude.
Yeah. Well, I think that was when he even says that like he had to mature. And that didn't happen until he went to Miami.
Yeah, and when that maturity process, when you could see it, that's when I started to like him.
Right, because he will tell you that was Dwayne's team.
You could see statistically that it was Dwayne's team.
Yeah, he still averaged like 30 a game.
Not in the finals.
No, I mean, in the 3 years he was there, he still averaged like 25, 30 a game. Shaq was still Shaq when he was with the Magic.
Yeah, but Dwayne Wade was so much better than he was with LeBron. Like that was Wade's
I mean,
peak.
the nickname Flash comes from Shaq.
Ah.
Ooh, that was a great heel. Too bad there was nobody there. Actually, fuck Chelsea. Thank God there was nobody there. And corner. And Azpilicueta deliberately falls over him to make it look like he got fouled. Because that's what soccer players do. Right, watch this.
You got to flail the arms out. You got to put the head back.
Watch
you
this.
got to open
like,
the mouth.
Oh my God. Azpilicueta.
Azpilicueta.
I'm just going to make that joke. God, you and I suck. Azpilicueta with 2 S's instead of a Z.
Hmm.
Actually, you know what? Willian isn't quite like
I don't hate
Mbappe.
him.
He isn't quite Mbappe or
Fellaini.
No. I mean, look. No, I mean in terms of like darknesses.
Oh, okay. No, Mbappe's dark.
And Mbappe is dark. Mbappe is just on the other side of Wesley Snipes.
I mean, he's on that French African team.
Yeah. Yeah, he's on the Nigerian team.
Well, I can't say that because they're all from all over Africa, but like,
name a soccer playing African nation that's dark and French.
Ghana, okay. Ivory Coast.
Oh, Ivory Coast.
Cote d'Ivoire.
You don't say. They're French, huh? Oh man. I mean, you know why they go to France though? It's because those countries suck.
Outside of those players, yeah, pretty much.
No, I mean the countries suck.
Oh, no, okay. I think you meant the national teams.
like, excuse me while I don the red cap for just a second here, but those countries are shithole countries. Like, it's no wonder they all moved to France, right? Like,
well, I mean, in comparison to France, yeah, France is in fact, in comparison to France, the United States is not exactly great.
Oh my God, dude! No, of course it isn't. The United States is like not marginally better. I would not.
France is marginally better.
No, that's way offsides. How on earth was he on sides?
Oh my God!
King just scored, and I was furious as a Chelsea. There's no way he was on sides.
Yeah, Brooks just scored.
Brooks just scored on.
By the way, that was a nice little feed he had back to his left foot.
King found Brooks, and yeah,
I
Chelsea
don't know,
down 2-0.
man. I got to see that replay.
Like, I want the result, but he looked off sides. Let's see it. Let's see the replay because he really looked off sides. Oh my God, he was on sides.
Antonio Rudiger kept him on.
Holy cow.
Wow. Great call by the ref.
Yeah, goddamn.
He nutmegged
David Luiz got nutmegged. Yeah, damn. I mean, David Luiz not playing good defense in that set, which is abnormal because he's usually pretty good.
Yeah, he's usually really good. Him and Rudiger are a really good pairing normally.
Yeah, but anyways, dude, I would not want to be in Paris right now.
Oh, me neither. Dude, we were okay. When we went there, when we went to Versailles, we had planned to go on a Tuesday, right? We got the tickets and everything. And then we get a call saying that the entire palace is on strike.
The entire palace is on strike?
Yeah, they were on strike for like 3 days.
Huh.
All of the workers there.
Well, I mean, that's not what I'm worried about. He's on sides. That is unbelievable. I mean, it looked from the other angle like he was off. He was definitely on. All right.
That's why I give it to the referee.
Yeah. Because you and I both were like, whoa, we need a replay.
Yeah.
But, dude, like,
there's been so many riots,
Paris is in flames right now. Paris is in flames right now.
They know how to riot, though.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're going to burn a city to the ground, it's either that or, watch the Bruins win a Stanley Cup. And at least Boston fans, when they burn their city to the ground, they burn the city to the ground and stop.
Or
they don't then also salt the earth.
Or watch the Red Sox come back from 3-0 down to the Yankees to win the ALCS.
Oh yeah,
because
I've never seen a fandom destroy their own city after a win, like the Red Sox did in 2004 when they won the series over the Cardinals.
It wasn't even over the Cardinals because yes, they celebrated and they rioted and stuff. But the bigger celebration...
Oh my God, another breakaway. They fucked up the touchdown.
The bigger Brooks celebration and the bigger burn down was when they beat the
No, they
Yankees.
held it in. They held it in. They Columbined this and held it in and then blew up the building. Instead of releasing it in little bits, they armed themselves to the teeth, went to a school, and shot up a bunch of kids. Is it ever not too soon?
When it comes to shooting up kids, there's no such thing as acceptable. It is always too soon.
Okay.
Only home win was before I was born.
Who's that?
Bournemouth. Their only home win against Chelsea was on September of 1988.
Yeah, so that would be, let's see, you were born on December 5th, 1988, and your name is Christopher McNeil Sinello, and your social security number
is 123456789. I wonder if that is his social security number, by the way.
I would laugh. What I would do if I had that number is request another one, take a picture of that social security card, request another one, and as soon as I got the other one, show everyone that picture. Like, no, I would not want that number.
No, me neither.
That's like a phone number of 555-5555. I mean, that phone number actually doesn't exist.
867-5309. Yeah. That did exist when that song came out.
Oh my God, Tommy Two-Tone. There must have been so many pissed off phone. Because that was back when everyone had a landline too.
Yeah.
So you could just open up the phone book and see if you had one. Oh my man! Imagine if that was like, I waited on so I used to work at a hardware store, and I waited on a customer, and I sold him a drill. And when you sell power tools at the hardware store, you have to register the power tools because they're so often stolen and they're so easy to steal and they're worth so much money that you register the serial number for that purpose, and obviously for repair purposes. So I was registering the serial number with him, and I was like, "Sorry, so I need your first and last name." And he goes, "Can I just give you my instead of giving me his first name, he's like, can I just give you my first initial?" I'm like, okay. H. Last name, Balls. And I was like,
because you knew his name was Harry.
Yeah, I waited on a guy whose name was Harry Balls and was self-conscious about it enough and to only use his...
If I was him like that, I would never use a check.
I would never write a check either.
In fact, I wouldn't even use a credit card. I would use cash for everything.
Dude, what disturbed fucking parents would name their kid Harry Balls? Like if your last name is Balls, go with something like Christopher. or like Thomas, because you couldn't like something you can't fucking play with.
Oh, I think he just got hit in the man area.
Oh yeah, the upper thigh injury.
Yeah,
the upper thigh injury. He just needs a moment. Oh no! Oh, that is an actual.
Oh no, that's a groin injury.
He might be out.
Yeah, that's a groin injury.
That's a groin pull. He might be out.
Yeah,
those are
the kind of
painful. Those are the kind of like stretches where like if that was an arm, you might just walk it off. But like those type of groin injuries are the ones where it's like, dude, you just can't do anything about it. You got to get off the field.
Yeah. I feel bad for Cook here.
Yeah, especially 70th minute up 2-0. That's the second injury substitution that they're going to have to do.
No, the other one wasn't the substitution.
Yeah, it was. They just did it.
They did it. They did a substitution.
Oh, all right. It looked like
the injury before, they didn't have him come off immediately. And by the way, you know who they put on? Do you see who they put on?
No.
Jordan Ibe.
Jordan Ibe, okay. Former Liverpool player.
Are they doing a drop ball here?
They are doing a drop ball. I don't know why this argument is happening.
Yeah, me neither.
This seems ridiculous.
I also find it entertaining that drop balls nowadays are not what they used to be 30 years ago.
Yeah, 30 years ago, you'd face off.
Yeah, it was a legitimate face-off.
Yeah. You know, and occasionally you'd have the face-off, the puck would drop, you'd throw your gloves on the ground.
And start pounding on each other.
And just start beating in hell out of each
wow,
other.
Look at that. They had a legitimate drop ball there.
Wow, I don't think I've had a contested drop ball. It's been a long time since I've seen a legitimately contested drop ball at Top Flight.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it with little kids all the time because, they, you know, in the USSF, when it comes to youth leagues, you're supposed to blow the whistle the moment it even looks like someone is injured and just deaden the play, no matter what.
Yeah.
And, you know, you get it because, like, when you're dealing with 10-year-olds...
They're kids.
Like,
the
goal does not matter. The goal does not matter. The kid's safety matters. The goal does not matter.
Right.
Like, I don't care how competitive those parents are, and they're a bunch of assholes.
Yeah.
But, like, your kid's 10. Like, this isn't $1 million goal.
No.
Like, even if a goal is imminent, I don't care. The kid's safety matters more than that goal.
Oh yeah, and you're not Garrett Stearns. Do you remember his mother?
Oh yeah, his mother was a written a card here for delay of game. Oh, they did get a booking for delay. That's good.
I like the booking.
That's
for
good.
Delay.
Booking for delay. Here, watch what happens. There's the foul. It's a legit foul. It's a soft foul, but it's a legit foul. And then they hum the ball in the other direction. Pick up the ball with their hands and hum it the other direction.
Something I don't like is when the home fans get the ball and just start playing
volleyball in the stands. He's offsides. Yep.
Yeah. By the way, Chelsea, what the hell?
Yeah, right?
I mean, I'm enjoying it, but
I'm enjoying it, yeah, but like, what happened, man? Liverpool and Leicester still tied, 56th minute.
Watford still up 1-0, 59. Palace up 1-0, 74.
On Southampton.
Over who cares?
the who cares match of the day.
Yeah, seriously. Southampton is battling for relegation, and Palace is in with Bournemouth here in that
who gives a fuck area.
Yeah, seriously.
I wonder what, because like Palace has a really good fandom, like has a really good fan basis. I wonder what that's like. Just like hovering in who the fuck cares land.
And I wonder what it's like to be a Dolphins fan.
Yeah. That's the perfect team we keep talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The who the fuck cares land.
Because
they're always between 6 and 10 wins.
Yeah. They barely ever make the playoffs. They never win.
Yeah.
And they never get the first pick overall in the draft.
Yeah. It's like, it would be exciting if we're talking about the worst team in the league because...
Or like the Titans. It's just like...
Because you get draft picks. Oh, that could have been a good finish if he hadn't gotten blocked. I think that was actually Hazard that blocked it. All right, this is where the game.
This is the point of the game where I'm like, can we switch? Can we change channels now, please?
Yeah.
To the 1-1.
Oh my God! This might be another goal.
Oh
my God! 3-0 Bournemouth. Holy shit, man!
Yeah,
this was not the score we predicted. This game is over.
Yeah, Chelsea
3-0,
lost.
3-0, 74 minutes in. Chelsea lost. This is a loss. This is an outright loss.
Which, again, we love, but...
Yeah, I mean, if Spurs loses, and they're losing, if Spurs loses, then a draw is a win. And here's why I say a draw is a win. This is like the worst lineup they've had in a long time.
Yeah,
just
they have
get through this
serious
week.
injuries.
Get through this week.
They still need the 3 points. I'm sorry. Manchester City is too big of a presence.
Yeah, I mean, these bizarre losses that City's had over the last 3 weeks, you're not expecting that to continue.
No.
Like some really bizarre losses.
Now, see, there's the talking point for the cups, because they're still in the FA Cup. They're still in the League Cup.
They're still in Champions League.
They're still in Champions League.
Yep.
They have a ton of games coming up. They're playing all over the place. They travel a lot.
Yeah, so I would say this has really been, I would say probably 60-40 Bournemouth. Like 50% more Bournemouth than Chelsea. But most importantly, Bournemouth, when they've moved forward, their attacking presence has looked deadly.
Yeah, well, it's 71% possession for Chelsea. They just showed that on the
Yeah,
screen.
But like I said,
Chelsea's not getting the ball.
Like even that cross, it was a pretty good cross, but there was nothing on it.
They're not getting the ball on the goal. They're not putting it on goal.
Right, like that last, like you and I are pretty calm right now, right? Like even this right there, like headed away, cleared away, no big deal.
Yeah.
The minute Bournemouth goes on a break, you and I are like, oh my God, there might be a goal here. Hey, here we go. And it's not the case with Chelsea moving forward. So although Chelsea have absolutely dominated possession,
they're not winning the game.
Their attacking presence is not impressive.
Wow, they got loud in that stadium. And this is where, like we were saying, they're missing that great...
That should be a goal, and it isn't.
Deflected.
Yeah,
it's a corner.
They're missing...
Klein. Off of Klein.
Yeah.
Salt.
Yeah. I mean, they are missing...
A Christian Pulisic.
Mohamed Salah, Roberto Firmino. I mean, to me, the guy that you want, if you're going to have a finisher, Luis Suarez.
Well,
Luis Suarez.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there is a better strict finisher in the world than Luis Suarez. Because even if he's not in a position to finish, he finishes.
He also gets a lot of balls.
Well, yeah, because he plays with Messi.
Yeah.
And that period there where they played with Neymar, I mean, that was just like, you want to see rock and roll football.
Yeah,
how about
seriously.
Barca scoring 120 in a season?
And Loftus-Cheek flubbed it.
Yep.
That was a beautiful feed from Hazard.
Flubbed it.
And he just flubbed it, and he missed it.
Yeah, Hazard actually looks like Giroud.
Yeah, Hazard is fine. He's a great player. And he's doing his role perfectly. It's just the guys up the middle are not getting the ball in net.
Yeah. Loftus-Cheek.
Oh, Southampton drew it up at in their match. La-di-da.
It's the motherfucking D-R-W. La-da-da-da-da. Yeah, okay, this game's over now. So
which is why we're not really talking much.
Yeah.
It's like
we're kind of done with this game. Like
can we switch over? Can we switch over to the last 28 minutes of
the tied game?
Yeah.
Like
also,
Klein slips and recovers to concede.
What the hell is on CNBC right now? Why couldn't they put the other game on that channel?
Yeah. If they're gonna relegate United to CNBC.
Yeah, why can't they relegate Liverpool to CNBC?
Yeah, I mean, which is kind of ironic
really
that we're saying that because like we were so mean, we were so hard on United last week for getting relegated to
a non-sports network,
non-sports
but they were
NBC.
still shown.
Little TV light.
Oh,
wow. That was scary.
That
was
close.
Impressive that they managed to stop that.
Hazard, because they don't pronounce the H. Another great cross from him.
Yeah.
7 saves.
Yeah, I mean, usually that's also the result of a shaky defense, you know? Like Tim Howard holds the record for most saves in a World Cup match.
Because that defense
was like Swiss cheese. Lets anything through.
Yeah. That defense was on par with Saints post Bountygate.
Yeah, I mean, like a hooker on prom night. Anything gets in.
Yeah. And there's just, I feel like we should have the option to watch something else. But NBC wants to push the NBC Gold, which, by the way, from all the responses I've heard from it, it's an awful app. And it's only an app. It's not on TV. You cannot watch it on your TV. You cannot watch it on a gaming system. You have to watch it on a phone or tablet.
Okay. Do you know why that is?
No.
It's speaking towards something that's happening as a greater movement here in the United States. Cable is dying.
Yeah.
TV is dying.
And I'm fine with that. But they want to push this $5.95 a month crap for things that, like, unless you're a fan of a specific team, which isn't pushed in the United States, so that's really rare.
So there's going to become a time, if you want to have this conversation, there is going to become a time in the near future, not in the distant future, in the near future, where once the sports packages, I think, figure out the internet, which I can't believe they haven't.
Yeah, right?
Most of these sports packages, like, can't figure out the internet. Yet, like, every TV show ever, every movie ever can figure out the internet. Sports can't figure out the internet. Once it does, cable's dead.
Well, they're starting to.
Gone.
Hulu has a Champions League network, but it's only Champions League.
The NBA is doing better too about the internet stuff too, because they found a way to market it on Facebook. I think it's like
YouTube.
A few games a year. They do a straight up just Facebook game. Anyone can watch it.
The thing is,
free.
those feeds are awful.
That's true. That's true, and that's largely a Facebook thing because, like, my setup is not an expensive setup. This is a pretty smooth stream and pretty clear quality too. Like, and it's just you and me in my fucking bar, my basement bar, bullshitting in front of a TV.
And I'm just staring at those out-of-town scores. I'm not even really watching.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose we could have done the old, what's it called? What's the illegal way to watch this?
I mean, you could stream basically all of these.
Yeah, but there's that
Reddit.
Reddit, yes, the Reddit streams. The Reddit streams, the beautiful, wondrous Reddit streams that are not the asshole of the internet. I swear, not the asshole of the internet. No, I'll take it back. Reddit really was once the armpit of the internet. It's really coming away from that. The asshole of the internet is still what's that underground dark web site that's just nothing but pedophiles and outright racists?
4chan?
4chan, yeah. 4chan is the asshole of the internet. Never been there, but I've heard some serious war stories.
I went there a couple times when it was first starting up because they had some funny memes. Before I knew them as memes.
Before they went to dark web?
Before they went to dark web.
So that was only like a 4-month window. Interesting. I do not dare to venture into the dark web.
And then I got a parasite from clicking on one of those links.
No, it's 4chan. Like I said, it's the asshole of the internet.
Yeah, again. Oh, blocked a great cross, and David Luiz came up for good defense this time.
Yeah. Well, because he's usually a very good defender.
Yeah, he usually is very good.
He's generally speaking a very good defender, and it was that one horrible fuck up.
I also feel like these Bournemouth attackers are just faster than Chelsea defenders. Like Brooks and King, where they've been killing it all day. It's just
Brooks and King have just eaten up this Chelsea defense,
and I think it's pure speed. I think they've just been outrunning them.
I don't know. I mean, it might be tactical too. You know, we didn't really pay attention to their lineups at the beginning of the match. Let's be honest. You see what I mean? Like King didn't.
Well, it's because it's 3-0. He could have turned on it.
Yeah, he didn't turn on it, but he made a good run going into there. Like, it was a really dangerous run. Although now that we're in the 85th minute, we are getting the olays.
And then the boo when the Chelsea took it away, and then the olay when they got it back.
Here comes the ovation because Bournemouth won the ball back.
Yeah.
And now they're not doing shit with the ball on purpose. Bournemouth.
I mean, you could clearly hear the fans, "Olé!" every single pass.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, fine. I guess if you're in who the hell cares land.
And you're up 3-0 against Chelsea at home.
Yeah, like you and I are probably the biggest fans of soccer this side of the pond. Like, I don't think there's many fans of soccer who are going to be much more interested in the sport than you and I.
Like, we'll watch legitimate games from outside league. We'll watch things that aren't our team. We watch cups when we can, because we can't get any FA Cup or League Cup.
And I mean, when I was in Mexico and
it's just not even.
I was sleeping off a hangover. What do you think I was watching?
Yeah, and when I was in Peru,
Liga Mexicano.
When I was in Peru, sleeping off,
fat,
being fat and breathing in 2 mile in the air.
No, I mean, I make fun of you, but you were in the heart of your cemetery diet.
Yeah, I was like 185, 190 at that point.
Yeah. So by the way, folks, this is kind of a good story. I used to be superintendent and head groundskeeper of a cemetery. I hired my brother. No, it wasn't nepotism. It was desperation. And I knew he was qualified to do the work. He was desperate for work. I was desperate for an employee.
Because I had worked there in summers prior before he was hired.
Yeah, and in general, I had just trained him to do over the course of the years the work that he needed to do. So what we do at the cemetery is like 7 hours of trimming a day and then a whole ton of mowing. It's exhausting. And
very aerobic.
Yeah, and you're doing it when it's like 90-something degrees out all day or a day.
Yeah, you're doing it when it's 40 degrees centigrade. Which, by the way, is like 100.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite 40, but, whatever. We joked about it. You started off at like, what, 215? 215?
I was 225.
You were 225. But by the end of the summer, he was down to 185 and did absolutely nothing different with his lifestyle. Absolutely nothing.
In fact, I ate more.
You ate more. Yeah. What's interesting is I had an employee who on his phone had a pedometer. So it's not the most accurate way to measure how far you've walked. But it determined that on an average day, in that heat, we were walking 20 kilometers a day, which is like roughly 13 miles a day on the job. And it kind of makes sense because at the end of the day, you know what I was doing? I was collapsing. I was collapsing at the end of a day.
Yeah, me too.
Right, and it's not just walking along. You're carrying a trimmer, right? You're actually working. You're splitting logs. You're moving logs.
How much did those trimmers weigh?
They probably weighed about 11 pounds, but
And full probably 13.
Yeah, probably 11 to 12 pounds, to be honest, based on their weight rating. But it's a leveraged weight because you have to hold it like this,
And you get tan lines that go this side dark, this side light.
Yeah.
And then,
Senegal, Ireland. Right? And, but yeah, so working at the cemetery just alone, and a lot of guys were saying this to me that worked for me, like, you lose weight working at the cemetery.
Yeah, it's also a 50-hour work week when you're full-time.
Yeah. It is a 50-hour work week when you're full-time because there's just that much work to do. You have to get the work done. And if it's really damn hot out, the worst you can do, the best you can do. When there were a couple of days when I was working with RIPAC, and I was like, let's get in at 5 in the morning. Let's get in at 5 in the morning and get out. because it's going to be so hot.
There was one day when I was working with Bill, when he was a head groundskeeper because
Gordon was
the head superintendent. We had a 3-hour lunch, and we stayed until 7.
Yeah, I mean
because it was legitimately 100 degrees, and
you take
the humidity was to a point where you could see it coming off of grass.
Yeah, so I'm guessing you take a relatively late lunch at like 1.
It was like 1:30.
Yeah, and then just snooze for a couple of hours, and then come back and finish the day and stay ridiculously late.
Yeah, we basically stayed until sundown.
Yeah, which by the way is interesting because that was not in any way the most brutal job I ever worked. Not in any way the most brutal job I ever worked. I would say in terms of just pure brutality, I worked a job in landscaping where we did nothing all day but push spreaders. So the grass seed spreaders, but you put fertilizer in them because you're doing chemical applications. And the granular application side of things was the spreader itself weighs about
5 minutes of
at a time. Right. The spreader itself weighs like 95-ish pounds, and you're putting 50 to 70 pounds of material in it. So you're pushing a human being on wheels all day from about 6:30 in the morning until about 6 o'clock at night. And I got to tell you, those days, oh my God. And the way you're supposed to do it in order to keep up, it's not just a lollygagging walk through the park. It's almost a jog. Almost a jog.
Yeah, like when you're trimming, it's supposed to be almost a jog.
Yeah, I mean, I don't teach people to think like that, but once you get used to trimming, you just naturally work yourself up to a jog.
Well, I mean, unless you're a South American immigrant here and then you're running.
Yeah. Well, that's what I teach people on the job with trimming is like, don't think about your speed. Think about your quality. Think about your finished product quality. The speed will come with time. Mm-hmm. And don't look at me and try to, while we're actually in the job, in the midst of the job, don't look at me and see my speed.
Yeah,
and try to keep up with me because I'm going to be running.
Bournemouth is clearly lollygagging right now.
Yeah.
It's a 92nd minute. They're walking. They're not moving the ball forward really, passing the ball back and forth, waiting for a foul to happen.
Yeah,
and then just lollygagging.
Which unfortunately means that this game may go instead of +5, really like +6 or 13.
I mean, if it was 0-0 and that was happening and somebody landed and fell at the midline for 3 minutes, tried to piss away time.
Are they playing corner ball? They're playing corner ball.
Yeah, they're playing corner ball. And it goes from 94 to 97, and they score a fluke goal in the 97th minute, then yeah, it's your fault.
So
you know which game I'm talking about.
Yeah. So
Everton
at 3-0, 92 into 95, right? I think as a Chelsea player, I got to be telling myself, all right, we at least got to go home with a goal.
Yeah, you can't.
Don't get bageled.
Yeah.
Don't get bageled to Bournemouth. All right, so that's my excitement. That's my reason to play. Bournemouth, we're trying to get home. Start the buses.
I love how Azpilicueta has to go over the little wall there because the fan picked it up and just dropped it.
Yeah. That was funny. Fan picks it up and just drops it behind the barrier. Yep. So Azpilicueta has to climb into the stands to get the ball.
Yep.
Good job, EPL, for being the last holdout on single ball.
As we call it, dead ball.
Yeah. Dead ball, yeah. Wow, Bournemouth might get 4. Come on, King. Oh, wow, what a stop. That was almost 4.
I mean, if I'm Bournemouth, you're in the position where goal difference can make a difference in your positioning in the league. Yeah,
I'm a little surprised he didn't try to take that in the first. So it gets played to his inside, and he overruns it on purpose so he can get wide. I'm not sure why he didn't just take that first touch, bring the ball in, and then just take a shot.
Yeah,
they're
and then
playing corner ball. So this is the corner kick. The corner kick is just dink to my player, and we're going to sit here and just play in the corner.
No, wrong Charlie Daniels. It's not the Charlie Daniels band. Hey, this free kick is going to take a minute and a half. Oh, well, Palace and Southampton tied.
Okay, Liverpool and Leicester are still drawing at 1, 78 minutes. Watford up on Spurs 1-0, 80th minute. And Southampton and Palace final 1-1 draw. How did they get another sub? Is this a fourth sub?
No. This is their third sub.
Is there a level of injury where, as Liverpool, or as any team really, you would choose to play 10? Palace is on a red.
Yeah, well, they were.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Unbelievable header.
Wow.
Bournemouth up 4-0.
Talking about Charlie
Daniels got himself a golden fiddle from that goal.
Wow. Who would have predicted 4-0?
4-0 to Bournemouth. Wow. So this is a great cross on a foul from just outside the 18 on the left corner of the 18. A great cross. A very good cross. Right? And then that header is just a beautiful header. It's a well-marked header. He gets a good head on it.
He was
goes
free. He was a free runner.
He was a free runner. But he's behind the ball, right? So he's behind the line of play.
Hey, an assist for Jordan Ibe.
Jordan Ibe gets the assist on a really solid header. That header was from just inside the 18, and he had just the right angle and power on it to bury it into the right corner. All right, game's over.
Game's over. Let's go to the next game.
Live looking. Can we do this? Come on, Rebecca.
Yay!
Yeah, we're going to take it to Anfield. All right.
Oh, they're showing replays.
We're going to show a replay. Yeah, that was Mane with a third-minute goal just after the second minute.
Yeah, and told you it was a set piece.
Set piece that Liverpool is so good at defending. Oh, my God. Who the hell was on that? Okay, so it was a header off of garbage that was just unguarded. Okay, now we've got a live look in. We're just about to cross the 80th minute. Salah with the ball moving forward, passes to Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum wide to Henderson.
Henderson in the wide position. That's a weird.
Henderson back to Firmino. Firmino back wide to Henderson. Wijnaldum out to Salah in the middle of the field. Salah on his left. Moving to his left.
Oh, Lallana came in.
Yep. Salah goes down. They do give him a free kick outside the box. Just barely outside the 18, left side of the 18.
That was a legitimate free kick. I know people have
pretty much on the corner.
Criticizing Salah. That was...
Yeah, a little bit of... That's a foul. See, the reason it's a foul...
on the back, stretched out.
Yeah, and you've got a pitch that is utter disgrace right now.
Yeah, there's like legitimate ice from hail on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really awful pitch to be playing in, so you're going to go down easy. Salah and Hendo are over ball. Salah's got his left foot lined up. Henderson's got his right foot lined up.
I love how, like, as soon as the Liverpool game came on, you're talking about the game. And when we had Bournemouth Chelsea, there was, what, like a total of 5 minutes where we were talking about what
we were talking about fractured butthole and how, farts can bend time. Salah left foot right into the wall. Gets a chip over to Mane, who's probably offsides.
Yeah, he was.
And he is.
Otherwise, that would have been a left foot shot.
That would have been a left foot shot, and from a very short range. Salah goes off the wall.
Oh, he's on.
He's on.
That's disappointing.
Oh, well, that's a tough call to make.
Firmino off for Sturridge.
Sturridge is now on for Firmino. I'm assuming he's just going to play that
top position.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's just a 1-for-1.
Yeah.
I mean, we could try to call this game. We'll probably get in trouble for it.
I think we would get our stuff taken off the YouTube channel here.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I had that 60-second run where I was basically calling the game.
Leicester looks like they're actually trying to attack here, which is nice to see.
Yeah. Although they are fucking dilly-dallying now at the throw-in.
On the throw-in. Which, if I'm the referee, I yell at them for it.
Yeah, and I'm definitely stopping watch. Mane wants to get a quick throw in here. Lallana, overhits it.
Overhit it to Salah, and then Maguire got back. And Salah won the throw-in.
Yeah. About 10 yards, 20 yards from the touchline.
Yeah, I mean, he took it back. And, they say if
Virgil's moving forward.
They say as a referee that they're supposed to be within a certain distance. If they're, 20 yards behind where it is and it gives them no advantage, just let them throw the ball in.
Because timing might give them an advantage. Location actually might give them an advantage relative to where the other players are. So if they're way off, and I mean way off, I call them back. I mean, unless they're doing it to delay time.
No, but say for instance you're on the back line and you're throwing the ball into your keeper.
Wow, they were. Oh, what a shitty move. All right. Well, I guess that's why there's the option to substitute is there. To kill these. Henderson was looking to quick throw.
Yep.
And Leicester put in a substitute to kill the run of play.
So what I'm doing as Liverpool...
Okazaki's in.
What I'm doing as Liverpool is bringing the ball up.
Inching my way forward.
Yeah.
Like I'm a Mexican.
Yeah.
Because I've seen Mexican leagues, and that's what they do.
And they bring the ball 30 yards up.
Yeah.
No joke, 30. That's not an exaggeration.
Okay, Robbo. Man, we are clearly intent on this game now.
Oh, my God.
I'm actually getting kind of chilly down here.
Yeah, me too. That's why I had my arms crossed for a while there. I wasn't going to say anything, though.
Yeah. It's a bummer not having the heat on in the wintertime. So everyone knows the way we do this, because we're in my bar, which is also my basement.
You probably heard it earlier.
Yeah, we have to turn off the heat. Otherwise, you'd wind up just hearing this fan going, woo. So in order to keep it warm in here, the only thing we can do is start a fire in the fireplace and just let it run.
And that's upstairs.
And cross our fingers. That's upstairs.
And heat travels up.
Yeah. So what I'm hoping to do is have the heat sink above us. Mm-hmm. So the heat that's down here stays down here. It's not going to warm the place up by doing that.
It'll keep it from being cold.
But it'll keep it from getting as cold as it could, as quick as it could. That said, the moment this game is over and this broadcast is over, I'm turning the heat right back on because it is downright cold down here.
For you, I think it's just a little chilly.
Yeah, don't say that. They just said with a 7-point lead, you could lose twice and still be champions.
They said that there's a difference between 7 and 5.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I mean, you do want...
Oh, that's a handball.
That's a handball.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's a handball.
That was a totally unintentional one, too.
Yeah, but you have to call that.
I know.
You have to call that.
His arm was out. And,
and he played it right to his feet. I mean, you got to call that.
Oh, I know.
That's a bummer.
Disappointing because they had 2-on-2.
Yeah, that to me is like 70% chance of goal.
Yeah, especially with those two.
Yeah. And knowing too that Sturridge is like a substitution, so he's got fresh legs.
Yeah.
So his legs are ready to run.
And he's a pretty quick player to begin with.
He's a very fast player
when healthy.
When healthy, yeah. Very fast. Red ball. Oh, you son of a bitch. Keeping the ball away from Hinvo.
Delayed the quick throw.
Dude, I wonder what a match would look like at this level if you and I were calling these matches.
It would look like like we were saying with the Boston.
Wow, Liverpool's got a really good break going forward here. Good stop. Sturridge.
Oh, just wide.
That would have been a brilliant goal if he managed to get it in. That was actually really well defended.
It was.
Considering how few players were back and how huge a break Liverpool had. 5-on-4 actually for Liverpool.
Who was that defended that? 38. That's definitely a substitution.
That ball right there, that's a great
ball.
Wow. Chowdhury?
Chowdhury?
All right. It's a really great stop.
It's a common...
Middle Eastern?
Well, Indian and Bangladesh.
Yeah. Bangladesh.
I don't know. Was that Bengali? I guess it would be.
Yeah, Bengali. I had a friend in high school who was Bengali, and the joke that he used to say was Bangladeshianese.
I actually when I worked at the gas station. My manager was Bengali. His name was Rashid Chowdhury.
That's
which is like John Smith.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty stereotypical Bengali name.
Yeah. And I thought it was funny because they didn't work with any Indians, but they worked with a couple Egyptians, which means everyone is Muslim there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Indians didn't work with anyone who is Muslim. That looked like a handball.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit different, though, from what Sturridge ran into.
Oh, of course. No, but I'm saying that, like, I just thought it was entertaining because they intentionally staffed the gas stations so that there wouldn't be any racial tension between the religions.
Yeah, because, I mean, you may think things are bad here in some respects, but, like Indians and the Islamists do not like each other.
Oh, that was good blocking on on the Mane run.
Good shield on Mane.
I didn't see the. We
Klopp
obviously
is,
didn't.
of course, incredibly animated right now.
He's furious. How do they not score another goal? How are they not getting attempts on goal?
Well, I mean the pitch is horrible right now.
Mm.
The pitch is not at all conducive to goals.
This has got to be their last sub.
This has got to be their last sub. Jamie Vardy coming in.
Wow. So no goals for Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
Which is surprising.
Dude, he is one ugly son of a bitch. Holy shit.
Well, he's a Brit.
True. I wonder what the England starting 11 looks like. Bunch of ugly... How many Scousers would there even be in the English starting 11?
I don't know.
Hendo, technically? Would Hendo even start?
Oh, are you saying from the born in Liverpool or play for Liverpool?
Well, I mean, Hendo's a Scouser, no?
I don't know where he's from. I know Trent is from Liverpool.
Oh, okay.
Born and raised and plays for Liverpool, and he's a starter on the English team.
Okay, we got a little bit of an attack moving forward here.
Come on, guys.
4 minutes of stoppage. We're at 90-25. The back four has pressed quite a bit forward. This ball is not moving at all on the ground.
No, it's not. This
pitch sucks right now. Like,
you
have to put the ball in the air to get it to move.
The ball on the ground is like watching a women's sport. Oh, it's just everything is slower.
Underwater.
Yeah.
Everything is underwater. I mean, even their touches when they're dribbling the ball just look awkward.
Lallana with the cross. Oh, almost got it. Almost got it to Sturridge, and that would have been a goal if Sturridge got a foot on it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think the problem is that it's not falling to Lallana's feet in that cross in the way he's anticipating it to because the pitch is so fucking trashed. Yeah,
they're playing on an ice rink.
Well, it's like a slush field right now. It's like playing on snow.
Yeah.
The ball hits the snow and just goes thump.
Yeah. I mean, it even does that in water. Like, if you got a really wet pitch and there's, like, mud everywhere, it just...
You getting crazy tonight?
No.
No?
No, but I was thankful that school's canceled.
Oh, yeah. I, for some reason, thought it was Saturday because we're watching football.
Yeah, right? Cross.
I mean, he telegraphed that right foot.
He did, and...
Sturridge, get on side, please. Wow, that ball from Matip just, I mean, I feel like if we had a good pitch here, Liverpool would have scored twice.
Already.
Yeah.
We need some last-minute heroics. Like, these balls are not going anywhere on the ground.
Yeah,
This is the slowest pitch I've ever seen.
This is kind of actually where you miss Coutinho, because Coutinho could make something from nothing.
Well, this is where they should have put on Sturridge earlier, and just loft it to him and hope for a corner or
6-1,
Or
Well, he's
or
not
his height.
6'1". He's 6'0". He's 6'0".
And his hope for a header. Because the Liverpool front line, as great as they are not tall. There we go.
Well, there's a corner.
Corner. That's actually great news.
Who's taking it?
Robbo.
Robbo? Really? Because he sucks at corners, man. Come on.
Off that side, I want Robbo.
Yeah? It's Robbo.
It's not. It's Lallana.
Oh, Mane got a header on it, and he was in position. It's just...
He got a little under it.
He got a little under it. It's a tough spot.
Yeah.
It's a tough spot. He's from the corner.
He's in front of the goal.
Yeah, he's from the short corner of the 6-yard box.
Yeah. You want to be...
That's a tough spot.
You want to be in line with the goal or
behind
on the opposite side.
Behind it, yeah. If he was on the opposite side in that exact spot, that's a much easier position to score from, especially with the ball coming towards him.
I think this is going to end up in a draw, and I predicted a draw. I mean, I predicted higher scoring, but I also didn't know that it would be sleet.
Oh, my God. That has got to be a card. And it is. So the ball was headed out of bounds in the air, and I don't know who that is from Leicester, took his hands and deliberately batted it into the stands like yards out of bounds. So that's what we talk about when we talk about, delay.
Yeah.
Okay, we are at 494. He's going to his mouth. Game's over.
Fuck.
Liverpool, you had such a good opportunity, guys. Such a good opportunity. Are the other matches over?
Yeah.
Well, Watford and Spurs were still going on. Yeah, okay, they've now finished all of them.
Spurs
came back and beat Watford.
Damn
it. They must have scored 2 goals in like 10 minutes.
Something like that.
That sucks.
So disappointing. Well, it's...
Yeah, I mean, Spurs...
5 points is not enough.
No.
It's not a difference.
Liverpool is now up on City 61.56. That's +5, and Spurs 61.54. That's +7. No games left. Yeah, everyone's played 24.
Yeah. Wow, Chelsea dropped out of the top 4.
Yep.
How? It must be a head-to-head.
It must be head-to-head because they're even on points.
Even on goal diff?
Even on goal diff. It must be something.
Or
goal scored.
Goal scored, yeah.
It could be goal scored.
Arsenal knows how to score. Chelsea doesn't.
Chelsea does not know how to score, no. They win on defense.
Yep.
And really nothing else.
Well, not today.
Yeah, right? 4-0. But anyways, yeah, so on that note, 4-0 Chelsea. This has been 2 Americans watching footy.
Let's turn the damn heat on.
Yeah, let's turn the damn heat on. Until the next time, folks, this has been Mike and Chris signing off.